it would be impossible for us to finish this conversation sitting in an office space without making some reference to COVID.
Right, absolutely.
COVID has absolutely changed the way we're thinking about spaces, how we interact with each other in spaces, and this has been designed specifically to be a co-working space, so actually bringing people together. But then how does this begin to change, or how should this change now that we are being encouraged to stay away from each other? People are being told to stay at home. Is this, if you were to design another office now, would you approach it differently from what you've done here, or what would be going through your mind as you're trying to design an office space now?
So I think COVID is a reality. Yeah, it's not going away. It's here to stay. And the thing is, it's all over the world. You know, it's not isolated to one place. I think in an office environment, the reality is that with the social distancing that is dictated by COVID, it means that corporates would have to take much larger spaces to allow for that social distancing, which doesn't sound very practical because it means it'll cost more money. But there's certain things that can happen in terms of the ventilation systems and stuff that do come into offices. Because when you have volumes of bodies, you need to have mechanical ventilation or some kind of air conditioning. We would have to start making sure that there's HEPA filters and measures and stuff like that taken into consideration. But more importantly, I think that the trend towards your traditional offices as we have is going to move away, and more biophilic design of this nature is going to come in place, where you have natural light coming through, you have natural ventilation, you know, in the spaces, because that's what it's all about. Natural ventilation, open spaces, a lot more plants, and a lot more, it's going to shift, there's going to be a change. But there's also another reality with, there will be a vaccination for COVID. So I think what a lot of people are saying is for the offices, hopefully, is yes, design with COVID in mind, but do not completely be, you know, don't put yourself in a straitjacket and say, okay, this has to be socially distanced like this much by this much, because 10 years down the line, we will go back to normal, I hope, you know. And there's another reality. I think offices have also realized that you can work from home. It's worked. So I think there's going to become a lot more flexibility, and maybe they're going to have smaller spaces that allow people the flexibility of coming into the office when need be and working from home. So I think that's going to be a big shift, really, if I'm really thinking about it in a practical way.